You see right here, next to Asia, shows the 9 dashes. Now, those dashes signify Chinese ownership of the ocean, islands, and reefs. The Chinese believe they own the South China Sea, but they don't.
But like, why must you marginalize men? I haven't seen this, but if that is true, why must you do it?
I haven't seen it, but I think it comes down to living 20 minutes from Hollywood money.
I didn't even know it wasn't like PG, but apparently it's PG-13. It's full of suggestive humor. And I found out last week, they somehow didn't let anyone know this with the marketing campaign, that one of Barbie's main 3 sidekicks is, surprise, surprise, a man. I mean, is nothing sacred?
A lot of Republicans are mad about Barbie. And apparently it's not just for one reason, there are multiple reasons. We're gonna go through a few of them and see if there's any merit to the arguments. By the way, a lot of those people didn't see the movie yet because it is not out in theaters yet. Comes out in theaters, I believe, Friday?
Oh, believe me, I know, because my daughter's 10 and we're going.
But did you know it's PG-13?
Did I know that it denigrates men? It focuses on and celebrates women.
I mean, they don't know that either. They didn't watch the movie.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Well, we'll give you the nuances in a minute.
All right, so let's start with Jesse Waters. And so his argument is that the movie is pro-China? Let's hear him out. Maybe there's merit. Let's watch.
You see right here, next to Asia, shows the 9 dashes. Now, those dashes signify Chinese ownership of the ocean, islands, and reefs. The Chinese believe they own the South China Sea, but they don't.
I mean, as you just showed, the map is drawn like in crayons. It's roughly a map of the world, but China, Asia is just this big crayon box. But then right to the east of where China is are the 9 dashes. And to anyone who's not really focused on geopolitics, those lines don't mean anything. But what those lines indicate is the Communist Party of China puts out official maps with those 9 dashes, and they are asserting sovereignty over the entire South China Sea. They're saying all of that is China's. And by the way, all of their neighbors disagree. Vietnam disagrees, the Philippines disagrees. Actually, the country of Vietnam has banned the movie Barbie from their nation because these 9 dashes are replicated. So
there are 8 dashes in the map.
That's the main thing you're focusing on?
No, but Jake, but Jesse, you have the map right there. He's saying 9 dashes over and over again. And he's standing in front of this giant map that shows 8 dashes, not 9.
Well, it's almost a form of torture. Admit that it's 9. All right, but
okay,
let's.
no, but guys, there's other dashes.
Who cares?
It's a childlike map in a Barbie. Why would, just explain this to me. Why would a Barbie movie have a pro-China message in it?
No, it could. Hold
Come on.
No, hold on. Let me explain. Although you make a great point about the other dashes, which I hadn't considered. Okay, so guys, it's the movies these days, they do have to get past Chinese censors. So Marvel, for example, will not put a devil-like creature that they have in their comics in the movies because China prohibits any representation of a demonic type of character, okay? And they do care about the 1.5 billion or so people in the Chinese market. But ironically, that's because of capitalism, not because of communism. They're like, communist China is making us do this and stuff. But wait a minute, they're making it seem like it's propaganda aimed at young Americans. But as even Ted Cruz acknowledged, nobody knows if they don't even know if there's 9 or 8 lines. But certainly no one in the audience knows. It's not like young girls are gonna go and be like, oh, I think the Chinese should have the South China Sea.
No, come on,
right?
Come on, guys.
So it's in terms of propaganda, it's perfectly harmless. Although later Ted Cruz brags about how America does propaganda. We'll get to that in a second too. But it's perfectly harmless because literally no one understands what the dashes are. And Anna might be right, they might be making it up entirely.
They're making it up!
Okay.
I counted it. Okay. There's 8 dashes.
Can you put it back
there
up?
are other dashes. There are other dashes on other parts of the map. This is so stupid. It's right in front of you, Jesse. It's right in front of you.
What is the propaganda in the dash between South America and North America? What does that represent? There is no such thing over there. So why?
Also China.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, we're just making things up.
So look, I'm needlessly taking it seriously and addressing the point.
And it's kind of driving me crazy.
I hear you. Hold on, I'm gonna get back to the absurdity in a second. But when you want to make more money in a movie, and that's why you wanted to go to the Chinese market, you're not doing that because you're communist. You're doing that because you're capitalist. So these guys are attacking capitalism. It's an upside down world. It's a bizarre world. But now that you showed me that, you reminded me of the other dashes, Anna, you're absolutely right. No, why is there a dash between North America and South America? Is that Chilean propaganda? Is that propaganda on behalf of Peru? Okay, what are you talking about? So anyways, guys, the number one point, and believe it or not, there are a lot of points in this absurd story. But the number one point is, why do the Republicans talk about all this stuff? Distraction, because they don't want you to focus that the only policies they ever pass is tax cuts for the rich.
I mean, they're so good at the distraction game that they're too distracted to count how many dashes are on the map.
She's obsessed.
No, but it's relevant. Let me give you more details. Okay, this is from Variety. The childlike map for, the Barbie movie, with chalk scribbled dolphins and even a hashtag bobbing around Earth's vast bodies of water, drew the ire of cinema gatekeepers in Vietnam this week. The drawing depicts what has been called a representation of the 9-dash line, which reinforces China's territorial claims in the South China Sea. By the way, there are only 8 lines in the Barbie map and not in the shape dictated by actual global maps. And a Warner Brothers spokesperson says this in regard to the brouhaha. The map in Barbie Land is a childlike crayon drawing. The doodles depict Barbie's make-believe journey from Barbie Land to the real world. It was not intended to make any type of statement.
Aha! And what do you think Barbie Land is? Communist. This is insanity. So look, I'm going to take another point that they made seriously. There was in the Fox News clip, and I watched the whole segment, and they think this is an attack on men. But my favorite part is they say that Ken in the movie has low T, like he doesn't have enough testosterone. Ken doesn't even have genitals. How much T could he possibly have? I mean, like, look, we are going down the rabbit hole of insanity because the Republicans will do anything to distract you.
Okay, let's go to the next video, okay? Because more complaints. Let's hear them out. I like that you're taking them seriously, Cenk. I like that you're trying to suss out whether there's any merit to these arguments. Let's go to the next one.
The Daily Mail's Sarah Vine writing, quote, "It's a deeply anti-man movie, an extension of all that TikTok feminism that paints any form of masculinity other than the most anodyne as toxic and predatory, and frames women's liberation not as a movement based on achieving equality between the sexes, but as a cultural revenge vehicle designed to write men out of the story altogether. Every male character is either an idiot, a bigot, or a sad, rather pathetic loser."
This is actually a trope that, of course, has just washed through the culture in recent years. A lot of advertisements in America, they always show a family like the man is kind of pathetic. It's the kids or the wife who need to show the man how to operate the remote control or whatever it is. It's become a trope. And Sarah Vine in that mentions that famous phrase, toxic masculinity. What you just mentioned is something that has its opposite and we should talk about as well, toxic femininity.
Okay, look, they haven't seen the movie. They're reading from reviews that are arguing this. I can't comment on it, I haven't seen the movie, but what I do find fascinating is Matt Gaetz and his wife went to the premiere of the film. And Matt Gaetz's wife has a completely different perspective. It's almost as if art, in some cases, might be up for interpretation. But let me give you her tweet. So this is Ginger Gaetz. She writes, "Thinking about watching the Barbie movie? I'd recommend sticking to getting outfit inspiration and skipping the theater. Here's why. The Barbie I grew up with was a representation of limitless possibilities, embracing diverse careers and feminine empowerment. The 2023 Barbie movie, unfortunately, neglects to address any notion of faith or family and tries to normalize the idea that men and women can't collaborate positively. Yuck." And then in a subsequent tweet, she lists the pros and the cons. The pros include Margot Robbie's performance. She liked that. Stunning costume design, just based on what I've seen, I'd agree with that. And amazing soundtrack. Cons: unfortunate portrayal of big dreams causing anxiety instead of inspiration. And then, okay.
Yeah, but that can happen, and that has nothing to do with politics.
Yeah, I mean, I feel anxiety related to my work all the time. That doesn't mean that I don't have I don't feel disempowered by that. It's just human nature. But she does also go with the low T complaint for Ken.
Yeah, so because they have to find a reason to attack it. This is the main point Anna makes, and it's a brilliant one, which is the whole point of the culture wars is to get you to not focus on paid family leave, higher minimum wage, Medicare for all. No one in Washington is talking about any of those policies that are incredibly popular, that the American people definitely want, including a majority of Republicans for a lot of those policies, because we're talking about the frickin' Barbie movie, okay? But I will address it. So number one, yeah, sometimes sitcoms go too far in male bashing. Like 90% of sitcoms are men are idiots, haha, let's laugh at them, okay? And I know why it happened, because there used to be sitcoms that were terrible against women, and it's overcompensating. And so remember the Honeymooners, oh, we love that, classic America, to the moon, Alice. What did that mean? That the husband was gonna punch the wife so hard that he was gonna send her to the moon. So, and that's what we used to call wholesome family entertainment in America. So yeah, we're overcompensating by bashing guys a little too much in the sitcoms. Now, having said that, it's a freaking Barbie movie. Who do you think they're gonna use as a foil? Yeah, they're gonna make a couple of jokes about guys. It would be shocking if you went to a Barbie movie and there was no jokes about guys. You're gonna catch feelings over that? At the end of that segment that you saw on Fox News, Harris Faulkner turns seriously to that British chap and says, like earnestly, I'm sorry that you've been marginalized here.
No.
Yes.
No.
And then you know what happens next? They all laugh out loud because they know it's absurd. It's absurd. Like she said it seriously with a straight face, and there was a. Of course they're not marginalized. Of course men are not marginalized in this world because of a Barbie movie.
So they're laughing at themselves? And that entire segment that they engaged in?
Yes,
okay.
It's hilarious. No, Barbie is not the source of all of our problems. Corporate donors are, but you'll never hear that on Fox News.
You certainly will not.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.